Good morning, you're welcome to The Breakfast on Plus TV Africa. My name is Rome Paulson.
And my name is Nyamgul Agaji. It's good to be here and knowing that you are there to have the breakfast with us this morning.
Yes, it's Tuesday, the 8th of March, 2025. And guess what today is?
Just go ahead and tell me.
Get into the spotlight day. That's why I say, pause for effect.
You know what my fear was?
What?
We're going to say it's your birthday.
No.
Okay, I'm dead.
No, of course you won't be dead. But yes, it's get into the spotlight today. So in your business, your career, whatever the case might be, just do it. So get into that spotlight. Whatever hidden talent you have, it's time to harness it now.
And that doesn't just mean that try to get popular. That's not what it means. It means that being very relevant, that people will notice you. Relevant in the positive way, not just being relevant because you have your TikTok, you have your social media, and you do terrible things just to get famous. That's not it. That's not it. Put yourself out there. Put your best foot forward,
right.
So that when people notice you, they notice you for the right things.
Exactly. And speaking of putting your best foot forward, that's the way to step into greatness. So if you want to impact your world, why not? All right, on today's breakfast show, we'll be looking at several hot topics. One of which is Nigeria's democratic dilemma. Youths on the streets, opposition in shambles. Much later in the show, we'll be discussing the fact that fuel remains costly despite falling crude prices. We'll also be taking global stories that has made it to the front pages of our national dailies, as well as some top trending stories. But first, let's see our quote of the day. Quote of the day says, technology is society made durable. And that's according to Bruno Latour, who was a French philosopher, anthropologist, and sociologist. And he was known for his work in the field of science and technology studies. And he says this morning, technology is society made durable. So technology helps us every single day. Having your mobile phones, having to be able to fly, having to, just communicate in any way. That's what technology does. Transmitting to you this morning is obviously true technology, right? So technology is society made durable, but it's important that we fixate our minds on the positive part of technology, because you still see technology doing other things like atomic bombs, people actually creating evil with technology. But what we're trying to tell you this morning is technology is society made durable, but a positive technology.
Yeah, because I was just going to say, at what time did he write that thing and what was he thinking? Maybe if he had written it at this time, he would have added technology should make society durable, because there are terrible things that technology that should have helped us be better, is bringing to us that we do not know whether our society will survive it or not. Friendships are eroding, family ties are eroding because of the technology that should have brought us together is now dispersing us and scattering us all over. So it is your decision to use technology to make your life better and make society better and make us more durable as a society, rather than separating us, because there's no society that is durable. There's nothing that is durable by being individualistic. Even if it's a machine, there are parts that come together to make that machine what it is. So society is the same way like that. So as we strive to getting more technologically advanced, let the goal be that it will make us more durable as a society. It will make us more clung together as a society, more human, rather than separating us and making us something else. That's what technology is about. And
that's what it should be about.
Yes, and mind you, technology is not just creating aeroplanes and all that. When people learned to domesticate animals and do the things that they were doing, plant fruits and everything at home, and make sure that they're self-sufficient, self-reliant, is technology of some sort. Anything that helps you do work better and easier is technology, is machinery, is all the things that are fine. So choose the side you would be. Like Joshua said, choose you this day who you will serve. As for me and my household, we serve the Lord. So choose which side of technology you will be. The technology that brings us together, that makes society durable, or the technology that scatters us and destroys society. That's not the one we're talking about.
And you know how they say too much of everything is bad. So sometimes you probably have to drop that phone, and you need that human connection with other people, because you can see a household, father, mother, children, and everybody's literally on their phones. They're not, even at dinner time, they're not spending time together. They're not communicating or having that communion.
Yeah, communing is
having that communion together. So it's important that whatever you do, in as much as technology has come to advance us or to help or to aid, you know, life for us, still have that human connection with everybody. Still be human. I don't know.
My generation probably is the only one that can stay without phone for a week for now. If you tell a Gen Z to fast and leave their phone for 1 month, some of them, just by thinking about it, they'll just collapse and all that.
Have a seizure.
But it's important to know that you can never be a slave to any one thing, no matter how good it is. So whether technology is good or bad, whether the phone is good or bad, is helping you in any way, you can tell yourself that you should be able to strive even without it. There are people who have built multinational companies without having an email. We have history of those kind of people, you know, and you'll be asking yourself.
All them, Henry Ford and all of that, I don't think they had that in their time. But now you see a lot of people using Chat GPT to write essays and whatnot. So
it's making us lazy.
Yeah, in
a way. The more you fail to exercise your brain, the less intelligent you become. Basic.
All right, let's look at our top trending stories this morning. This first one says, Rivers police deny shooting, blame miscreants for chaos. And that's coming from Rivers State. So the Rivers State Police Command has refuted claims that officers opened fire on protesters or used tear gas to disperse them on Monday, April 7, 2025 at Abali Park and the Federal Secretariat Complex. According to the command spokesperson, SP Grace Iringe Koko, the reports are false and aimed at inciting public fear. She explained that officers were deployed following intelligence on the protest and discovered that a group of miscreants were committing criminal acts such as stealing mobile phones and valuables. The police acted promptly to disperse the group and restore order. SP Iringe Koko warned against the spread of misinformation, stressing that such falsehood could threaten the public peace. She reaffirmed the command's commitment to protecting lives and property in a lawful, professional, and community-friendly manner, urging the public to report suspicious activity through official channels. So, you know, yesterday was the National Police Day first, and then there was the Take It Back movement as well, protest. And, you know, there's even a protest about, that's the one about cybersecurity or something, the Cybersecurity Act. So we've seen a lot of protests in recent times, because even as of last year, there was the hashtag End Bad Governance protest. And the truth is, with all of these protests, for some weird reason, they always get hijacked, because among the 12, there's always going to be the Judas that is coming to steal, to destroy, or whatever the case might be. So I know that the police, obviously, they're trying their best, but...
Are they? Yeah, the question is, are there? Because you talk about being hijacked. The question is, who hijacks this? Because when you're talking about a protest, the first thing the police should do is to provide protection and make the people know that they will be there. But here, the first thing the police does is to warn you that it will be hijacked, first of all, and that you cannot, it's misconceived, it is ill-conceived, it's this and that. Are you talking for the government? That shouldn't be the role of the police. So it's curious when anytime the protest is about the government, it is always hijacked. If it is about something else, it's never hijacked. And so it gives you questions there. You are asking yourself, how come it is only when it is being directed at the government for things to change that it gets hijacked?
Yeah.
So if the police says, okay, we're going to protect you, you're going to do this protest and all that, it should send a signal to the people who are supposedly going to hijack it to stay away. But you never do that. You tell the people that it's going to be hijacked as if you're, are you a prophet? So you're prophesying doom instead of you just doing
Do
your
your
job.
job.
So I doubt if the police is doing anything to help us in this country. Yes, protest may not be the answer to everything, but it sends a signal to you that people are listening, people are watching you, and sometimes they are not satisfied with the things that you're doing. No matter how ill-conceived it might be, it's still a statement being made. So how do you respond to that statement? I think it shows a generation of leaders that have no idea what they're doing. It shows a generation of leaders that are impatient with the people that they're leading. You can't lead a vacuum. You lead people. And if people are complaining, no matter how trivial that complaint might be,
You have to listen
you
to
have to
it.
listen. You don't come out and say,
do what's
for instance,
required.
let me give you a funny one. The famous youth corps member that was crying said Lagos was smelling. And the response to that is that Lagos is evolving. What's the connection between evolution and the smell of Lagos? It doesn't make any sense.
And even with that, I mean, she even got threatened, right, because she was speaking her truth. Because at the end of the day, I mean, my own reality might be different from yours. So if I'm telling you that this is what I'm facing, what you should be doing is to listen to me and think of how to make life better for me.
Exactly. And the police is supposed to be there to protect the people who think that they want
to. So, you know, when I was saying, I want to believe that the police is doing their best because I mean, the IGP has really spoken to them, yada, yada, yada. However, we've not really seen them protect Nigerians the way they should be. The primary responsibility of the police is to maintain law and order. It's not to ride with the government. It's not to ride with or take sides. But in this case, I don't know, maybe because, you know, it's the people up there that pull the strings and put them in their own position. So they feel like their alliance, you know, their loyalty has to stay with the government. But honestly, even as a policeman, you have your family. Your family isn't going to be protected by these people. Your family they're still facing the same thing that everybody's facing. If you go to the fuel station today, how much are you going to buy fuel? Are you going to say, oh, because my dad or my mom is is in the police force, I'm going to get it cheaper? Or if you go to the market and you need to buy food, are they going to give you maybe some level of subsidy or some form of discount? No, you're still facing the same thing. So I think it's important that everybody even comes together, whether you're in the force or not. But it's okay because we know that that's your job and you have to stay as independent as possible. So stay independent. If there is going to be a protest coming up, okay, we're going to give you everything that you need. We're going to give you the protection that you need. And in case anybody wants to hijack it, because of course, like I said, there's always a Judas in the 12, what you are supposed to do is use your intelligence. That's the reason why you're in the police force in the first place. So where does your intelligence come in? How do you? Yeah, so your intelligence is only to say it will be hijacked, and then you're doing nothing about it. So it's almost like you're folding your hands, waiting, and saying, "I told you so." But that's not what it's supposed to be, because the reason why these people are going out to protest in the first place is because they're not satisfied. If they were satisfied and if everything was working, I don't think anybody would want to be out in the streets. They'll rather be making money somewhere, putting food on their table, their little daily bread. But no. Things are not working as we expect them to be. They go out, try to amplify their voices, and then, in a way, some mago-mago will enter, and then you say, oh, it has been hijacked, and
even if you say you don't want to protest and you want to go, maybe on social media, it's a form of protest as well, or you write articles on national dailies and all that. I don't know if they are bots, like robots, or those people are humans that are just paid to watch out for anybody who talks about the government and attack that person. No matter how valid your complaints might be, they'll just start bringing down curses on your lineage, like your entire family, your grandparents that have died and all that, and start talking. Nobody even reads. So long as the headline has said you have criticized the government in any way, they just begin with you.
They have loyalists that are waiting for you. So if you say anything,
yeah, I've seen some.
Yeah, part of the opposition, so they will come for you.
The ambassadorial list, the people that have been penciled down for ambassadors, and I've seen people who have been making so much noise now on that list. So we understand that it was not because Nigerians are in their hearts, it's because they were looking for something and they got it. So that's the Nigeria we see ourselves.
We're happy for you. Ha 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 ha.
What's another one? If we can take one more.
Yeah, so we have another top trending story. This says 20 states yet to implement 70,000 naira minimum wage. And that's according to Nulgea. The Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, Nulgea, has revealed that about 20 states, including Yobe, Gombe, Zamfara, and Kaduna, have not implemented the new 70,000 naira minimum wage for local government workers and primary school teachers, despite the 2024 Minimum Wage Act signed by President Tinubu. While some states have begun paying state civil servants, Nulgea President Haruna Kankara said local government workers are being sidelined. He also cited the lack of financial autonomy, as the CBN has not yet directed councils to open independent accounts, a crucial step for true local governance. In Kwara State, workers have received the new wage since October 2024, but heavy taxation has eroded their earnings. After a temporary 3-month tax relief ended in December, unions are now urging the government to extend the holiday to ease workers' burden.
I don't know that. Well, the minimum wage is not even something that is helping Nigerians, and some states are still not paying. The deputy speaker of the House of Reps went to an international event and said Nigeria was trying. Nigeria was doing so well, and that the wage bill that has been jacked up, the minimum wage bill, is a testament to that. Nigeria is trying and all that. And I was asking myself, if you give, for instance, you're giving a youth corps member 77,000, and they say the youth corps members are balling and all that. Those same people were earning like 30,000 naira when fuel was 180 naira. Now, I did a calculation. If you used all your money to buy fuel when you were earning 30,000 naira at 180, you'll have like 166 liters of fuel. Now, if you're using 77,000 naira to buy fuel nowadays at maybe 950 or
970.
970, you're getting less than
just
80.
Yeah, just about, yeah, less than
something.
Yeah, like 80 liters.
Yeah, just about that. So just imagine, which means you could have bought times 2 when you were using 30,000 as a youth corps member.
And forget that that's just one aspect. There's so many other things,
Yes,
so many other
to tell me that you're putting more money in my pocket when I can't use that money.
The value, so I think the number might seem enormous. Oh, you're earning 77,000 naira. Maybe in 10 years ago, if someone heard 77,000 naira, it might seem like, oh yes, there's a lot of money. But as of 10 years ago, dollar was still like 150 or 200.
10 years ago, you could have a accommodation for 77,000.
So the value is different. As of today, how much is 70,000 naira, especially if you want to put it side by side with the dollar? That's way less. That's about $50 to be less than $50 to be honest. That's what someone is earning in a whole month. And then the special advisor on media, Faswa, was speaking about the fact that there is still the naira is still valuable. That you cannot use $1 to buy food. You use about $10 to buy food, but in Nigeria you can use 1,500 naira. And the question I asked, I'm like, where are those meals? Number one. Number two, you need to think about the intricacies or the nuances of a particular situation. How much do they earn per hour? How much do they earn? Like, if you collect their salary in a month, how much do they get? Is it the same thing as this? 70,000 naira minimum wage can definitely not. It's nothing.
He said that if you don't earn much, you should not go to highbrow restaurants and all that. You should go to roadsides. He was saying.
So that's the plan for everybody.
Yes, in Abuja,
for everybody to be impoverished.
There are people who sell bolly at the roadside and bolly and fish, and then it's for 1.5 and all that.
What I've just said is, I'm sorry, but this government is really out of touch with reality. I'm sorry. Like, you have no idea what's going on in the
And I'm
streets.
sure that Stocker wanted to be president at some point. So this is what he would have been doing.
Oh, well. Anyways, that's how much you can take for our top trending stories. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll be looking at the papers, so please stay with us.